Hello everyone, thanks for dropping by. For a start, I quite like that colour combination on that car, and yes, if I had that kind of money I would have one. Anyway, last week I did a video about the declining population. I just want to do a final one for this week, and I found some more interesting items which have a MGTOW sort of slant to it. First one is this. It's the US News, and this was done on January 10th this year. As you can see, it says US birth rate continues to fall. If you scroll down, overall birth rates have plummeted for Americans over the past 50 years, between 1976, when third wave feminism kicked in, and 2018, more or less when MGTOW really got going. The number of children ever born per woman declined from 3 children to 2, and then it goes down. The average age of female 15 to 49 give birth to 1.3 children. The average age of fathers is 0.9 children. That is probably the MGTOW effect. American women always tend to have their first child later in their lives, also, which is also a degree of feminism, riding the carousel in the most fertile years. Then they get baby rabies. The average age of giving birth to a first child was about 24 years old for women and 27 for men in 2019, according to a report based on a survey of 21,500 Americans. The probability that a woman would have her first child by age 40 fell from 83% in 2011 to 2015 to 81% by 2019. And then it goes on a bit further. Having a first child at older age has been associated with a positive impact on women's wages and career paths. In other words, she put her career first in her fertile years, and then she decides that she wants children and marriage and all the rest of it. Women's education appears to influence the timing of having a first child. That's why there's so many women in US colleges getting useless degrees. The report found that as the years a woman spent in college rose, her likelihood of having a first child in her teens or 20s declined. There, once again, she puts her career in front of being a mother. And then, if you zip forward to June the 1st this year, CNN Health, fertility rates dip, people are having babies later, the state of birth rates in the US. Now if you scroll down, this is, as you can see, a map of the United States. Those are various states. North Dakota is the current leader in lowest births in America, at minus 5.45%. For some reason, Americans don't want to live in North Dakota. It's got a low population, and as a result, not many babies are being born there. The New Hampshire is the same. Americans are not having babies, and the most fertile states in America are Florida and Texas. Now, California is 0.5%, that's understandable, that's where a lot of the homosexuals are, and the southern states are also in a low birth rate. That's where a large percentage of the African Americans live. But anyway, if you drop down, the people are choosing to have children later in life. Now, if you go back to this statistics here, there's 15 to 19-year-old girls, 20 to 24-year-old women. Now, the fourth wave feminism started 2010, 2011, around about here. You can see the drop from them. Here's the 25 to 29-year-olds. The wall's approaching. They want to have babies. 30 to 40, post-wall, they've hit it. 35 to 39, they got baby rabies and they're desperate. But you notice it's mostly flattened, and the postmenopausal women that can't have children only by a miracle it more or less flatlines and they don't want children. But these two branches are women in the most fertile period and they just don't want children. Now MGTOW, as you know, kicked in 2000-2008, which is about here. So MGTOW could be also affecting that. They could have children with ordinary decent guys, but they're waiting for Chad or his brother Tyrone. Now, that is in America. This over here in Britain, we're in the same position. The Conservative Party is the present political party in British government. Now, she's on the government as a minister, and this is her speech. And if you drop down, British women have each an average of 2.6 children, now it is fewer than 1.6. For the first time ever last year, half of women reached their 30th birthday without having a child. Remember, the Morgan Stanley review said that by 2030, 30-40% of women won't be married or have children at all. The fertility rate in the UK is now well below replacement rate and it continues to fall. Our fertility rate is just 1.55, and based on current projections in one generation time, in 2053 there'll be fewer than 3 working age people for every pensioner. Won't really affect me because in 2053 I'll be 97, the same age as Dad was when he died. So I'll either be very old or very dead. So it's just irrelevant as far as I'm concerned. Now that's, if you want to read it, goes down, 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 down. That's the speech. If you click on that, you can hear her speak anyway. Now, the economic impact of all this I found in this economics. No date on this. Oh yes, there is. This was done on the 28th of September 2021, or about 2-3 years ago. And if you drop down, global fertility rate, there's second wave feminism, third wave feminism, where's 290, fourth wave feminism, and then on about fifth wave feminism here. Now, you know, MGTOW kicked in about 2000, gained traction about 2008, and it continues to do that decline. Women and the media blame men, but women don't do this. No MGTOWs in this area. Also, if you drop down, you got the fertility rate globally. United States in orange, here we go. Second wave feminism, third wave feminism, fourth wave feminism, and then fifth wave feminism around about here. Once again, 2000, MGTOW kicked in. They bumped along. In 2008, MGTOW really kicked in as it became more and more well known, and we got a sharp drop. The elephant in the room is China. There's the Mao's one-child policy, and dropped like a rock. So China is in trouble. Euro area, similar to America, up and down. Once again, MGTOW kicked in here. Got traction 2008, and again down. The Japan is up and down. They're in serious trouble. The Japanese are not really into MGTOW. They just don't really bother with women at all after a certain age, and they're most flattening out. But as you can see, most of the child decline was the cause of various waves of feminism and women being bamboozled by the feminist lobby that they don't really need no men, and they don't have to have a husband and marriage and settle down, the career in front But then the result of all that is this and this. We're going to have to see what happens, because the media now is starting to get seriously worried, and by 2030 more and more of these women are going to be childless and not married, and the government is going to have to do something, because at the moment the government can't do anything, because you can't force a man to marry and have children. There's been talk of introducing a bachelor tax, but that's been tried in the past and it ain't going to work. I think I'm on the 10-minute mark now, so I'll leave it at that. You know the routine, people. Like, dislike, comment, subscribe. Completely up to you. So until next Monday, that's it for this one. Bye-bye.